We're back now with a major milestone for one Atlanta organization working on the front lines of family homelessness. The Atlanta Children's Day Shelter celebrating 40 years now, 40 years in the community of helping children and parents get back on their feet. Let's talk about what they do and what we need to know in this moment with the executive director, Cameron Turner, joining us live this morning. Cameron, good morning. Congratulations and thank you for your time.
Good morning, Dan. Thanks for having me today.
All right, so 40 years. When you look back at 4 decades of serving the community, what does that look like?
It really looks like giving families a pathway to self-sufficiency. And we have a 2-generational approach that serves both the parent and the child. And we are thrilled that we are able to celebrate this 40th anniversary after serving thousands upon thousands of lives over the past 40 years.
Tell me more about that 2-generational approach. You help the parent and you help the kid, but are there also times where you're helping maybe just a kid and the parent doesn't need help or vice versa?
It's always the 2-generational approach for our families that we serve. We have a holistic, inclusive child education center that has full wraparound services with mental health. But then on the parent side, as we're taking care of their children, we are serving the parents with what they need. We're asking them, what are their hopes and dreams? Where would they like to go? And that could look like, for many, housing, employment, but also workforce development, mental health services, and so much more.
You think back on 40 years, are there any success stories in particular that you're really proud of?
There's so many that come to mind, but one was last year when we served a little boy named William. He was 5 years old, and his mother, they had escaped a house fire, and they had lost, unfortunately, all of their family members in that fire. And so they came to us needing services, and unfortunately, William had lost his ability to speak after such a heavy trauma. And so we were able to walk alongside him and not only help him with his educational and developmental goals, but get him in speech therapy and trauma therapy. And so by the time he left us and headed to kindergarten, he was thriving and fully speaking again. And it just really spoke to the work that we did holistically with the family.
You know, Cameron, you mentioned house fires. We had the Red Cross here in the studio not too long ago, and I was stunned to learn how many house fires they respond to on an annual basis. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds here in Georgia. And you often forget about what families have to deal with months and weeks down the road. How many people do you have coming through the day shelter who are impacted by house fires alone?
I would say a few here and there. A majority of the families that we serve are single moms that are walking through domestic violence challenges and trauma. And so we can serve up to 48 children in our shelter at any time, which comes out to about 30 or 35 families, depending on the size of the family. But what each family is walking through is very unique and different. And whether it's a house fire or domestic violence, or just a long cycle of homelessness, we are here to stand in the gap and help each family that comes to our door.
Well, sadly, domestic violence been at the forefront, and really just last week you had the Virginia Lieutenant Governor situation. You had that awful situation yesterday down in Louisiana and impacting all those kids. What do you want people to know who are watching right now in Metro Atlanta if they need help, if they're unsure where to go? Where can you step in? Who all can you benefit?
Yeah, so whether you have children that fit our age group of 0 to 5 in your family, or you have older children, we'd love to talk with you and help you find the resources that you need. And so you can just go to our website, acsatl.org, and there's a blue button called Get Help. And so we'd love for you to click that button, and one of our team members would love to speak with you about what your needs are, and we'd love to help.
Cameron, what are you seeing in the here and now with family homelessness in 2026, and what's driving it really?
There's a lot of different factors that are driving homelessness, and especially in Atlanta, the affordable housing crisis, parents being able to have jobs with living wages. It's a very complex issue. There's mental health challenges that are involved with that. So that is why we take the steps to have holistic, deep, long programs to serve parents in whatever way they need. It's just very challenging with the housing crisis right now on finding affordable housing for parents in our care.
Anything you need from the community right now to help you guys out?
Well, as we're celebrating our 40th, we have a wonderful event coming up next week on Wednesday, the 29th. It's our Legacy Builders event. We would love the community to come out. We're celebrating a parent that has just thrived after graduating from the program. And then we're also celebrating 40 years of service. So we'd love to have the community out, but we also have needs within the shelter as well. So if people feel that they can help us, we have ways that they can do drives for us in the community. We always need diapers, we always need wipes and baby formula. So however somebody feels led, we'd love to work with them.
That's Cameron Turner, Executive Director of the Atlanta Children's Day Shelter. Again, congratulations on 40 years. Check out their website for more information. And thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you so much, Dan.
You're welcome.